My name is Jose Rios. I am a board-certified behavior analyst. I've been a board-certified behavior analyst for approximately 20 years. I work as a consultant, doing consulting for different types of programs with children and adults with intellectual disabilities, developmental disabilities, and autism. I have worked in a variety of capacities. I taught for 17 years at Cal State Los Angeles, teaching courses on behavior analysis and on self-management. I was owner of several group homes for children and adults with autism with severe problem behaviors. I did that for almost about 17 years as well. And I do consulting for different schools, different kinds of programs, different agencies, all over Southern California. My connection with the KAM Academy is I was asked to assist in preparing a program for RBTs to be more advanced than what typically is offered to RBTs. So I'm developing all the course material, and I'm working with staff here from KAM on the follow-up trainings that are going to be offered. So there'll be videotaped trainings, there'll be where we'll have examples of how to work with a child or what to do when this happens, as well as examples of what not to do. Typically, each course is approximately a 4-hour course. So approximately 3 hours of that 4-hour course is going to be a taped training. So it's going to be slide presentation with exercises with things that they will be going through. And then we're going to be offering a 1-hour lecture following that up to expand on the information that was provided in the 3-hour tape training, as well as to discuss more specifics, to answer questions, to be able to provide them with more input. So in addition to the courses, we're also going to be, there's going to be homework assignments, there's going to be self-quizzes, there's going to be a number of things that we're going to be providing beyond what's just enough to pass that minimum requirement. So there'll be supervision provided by the KAM Academy. There'll be supervision as required. There'll be everything we possibly can to support the RBT, to support the family. So we know that families need that additional advice, support, information, so there'll be resources available to them at all times. The long-term goal is to not just provide adequate training to provide services to a family, it's to supersede that, to go beyond that, and to also look at, in the future, how can we also adapt or provide additional training so that individuals who have RBTs are marketable outside of just working with families and with children. Right now, there's a lot of the material that's in the RBT trainings that are offered use language that's too technical or use terminology that's not really something that most RBTs are going to understand. So we're trying to make sure that in addition to having to train those terms that are necessary to pass the test, we also make sure that they really fully understand what it is that we're talking about. But what we're doing then is beyond that training is we're going to be offering courses and more hours of training after they do that initial 40-hour training. Again, it'll be looking at how do you deal with specific problem behaviors? What do you do with a child who is aggressive? What do you do with a child who elopes, who runs away? What do you do with a child who's self-injurious? So our idea is to make sure that staff have some basic foundation in dealing with problem behaviors beyond just what they're going to learn in the 40 hours of training. The 40 hours of training is the minimal necessary to pass the test and should be seen as only a minimal requirement. Individuals who have their BCBAs, the Board Certification of Behavior Analysis, who are the ones that provide the RBT supervision, often have minimal training and have minimal skills and are addressing issues that are outside of their area of competence. And I think that the quality of services, the quality of care has suffered because there are people with BCBAs supervising RBTs, and neither level are trained well in specific problem behaviors or specific areas. So I think that right now there's a real push towards looking at how we can improve the standards that exist so that people that have their certification, either a BCBA, BCABA, or RBT, recognize that what they have is shows that they have met a minimal criteria, but that meeting a minimal criteria doesn't mean that you're adequately able to address all the types of things that you're going to be dealing with in real life. So that first course, from the beginning, right away, we're going to be talking about quality of services. What a lot of the trainings do is that they provide that part of it at the very end. So after going through all the training, now let's talk about professional standards. What we're doing is from the very beginning, from course 1, we're talking about these are the standards that are expected. This is the professional and ethical conduct that we expect from the very beginning to give a better foundation of what we're going to be training later on. Having that RBT training is very marketable. There's a high demand for RBTs. There are agencies that are constantly searching for RBTs. I was just speaking with someone this past week who said that they have a need for 30 or 40 RBTs at this time and don't have them. So they're looking at what they need to do to expand their own agency and their own outreach. So having an RBT is a very marketable certification. It's guaranteed you will have work. KAM Academy has a lot to offer in that, again, we're going way beyond just the standards that are necessary. We're going way beyond what is required to make sure that clients, children, families receive care that's going to be exceptional. And I think that's one of the things that we're talking about constantly is being exceptional, making sure that we excel, that we're excellent in everything that we do, so that individuals who go through the RBT program offered through KAM Academy and the additional training are going to be exceptional in their work.